Hi everyone, this is Heba from my little journal, and today I'm going to be sharing my favorite floral stamp sets with you guys. You know how much I love my flowers, and I love stamping out a bunch of these flowers, adding them in my little drawer of flowers and keeping them, just in case I need some flowers for a spread. They're already stamped out, fussy cut out, and ready for me. I'm going to be sharing some of my favorites, and most likely I will stamp some of these out and share with you why I love them and how I use them and why I think flowers have to be on every single spread. So let's start. So some of my favorites are from Altenew, the brand Altenew. I get most of my Altenew stamps from scrapbook.com. This one is my favorite. I adore it so much, and it's called Adore You, so it works out perfectly. I have recently bought the dies for it because I love it so much. I decided to kind of just go ahead and get the dies and start using the dies to cut these out. But what I do, like I said, I stamp a bunch of them on one piece of white cardstock and then use my die cuts to cut them out, and they work perfectly. I just throw them in my drawer of flowers and use them when I need them. This next one is another, I'm going to say it's a second favorite. It's called the Bamboo Rose, and also stamp them out. You can tell these four are a favorite of mine, and I use them all the time. This one I've used more, definitely, but I'm a huge fan of the smaller ones. I think they're easier kind of to tuck in and build on your spread. And by the way, I've shared these before in a video maybe a year or two ago and talked about how I love stamping out my flowers. So if you want to check it out, I'll try to find it and link it in the description box. But this has become a new favorite. Even though I purchased it a while back, and I think, by the way, no, I didn't buy the die cuts for that. But anyways, I bought this a while back, but haven't been using it until recently. I've been using it much more. And this one stamps out so pretty. I can't even explain it. It looks really cool when you stamp them out and create your own kind of bottom layer of flowers, and probably like tuck in a photo in between. It's just so gorgeous. I'm definitely going to share with you this stamped out, but I do have the die cuts for that as well because I've been loving it and using it a lot. This one's from the Ton Stamps. They have beautiful flowers. There's so much to choose from, but this one is a favorite. I love how this one stamps out. I believe I've used it in a video a few times and shared how it looks while stamped out. But obviously it's buildable. It's a beautiful floral stamp. I know I'm talking about flowers, but I also do love leaves. And this one is such a gorgeous stamp set from the Ton Stamps. It's just full of leaves, different sizes. You can build them. And when you build these up, they are gorgeous. I also believe I have a process video using the stamp set. I will try to link it, but it is such a gorgeous stamp set full of different sizes of leaves, perfect for autumn. Even if you don't want to use it for autumn, you can kind of change up the colors when you stamp them out and just kind of tuck them behind your flowers or your photos. Now, this one, you guys, is a definitely new favorite. I stamped a bunch of these out and added them in my drawer of flowers because they are so simple. I love simple. You guys know this, and I love my black and white flowers. These are gorgeous, so cute, so easy to fussy cut out. I don't know if there's a die cut to go with the stamp set. I'd never looked, but because it's so easy to cut out, I really don't think you need a die cut for it. Gorgeous, gorgeous stamp set. I didn't mention this, but this is from Spellbinders. I will link it in the description box. Spellbinders and Fun Stampers Journey combined companies now, so you can get their stamps from Spellbinders website. And last but not least is a scrapbook.com stamp set. This is the Mid-Century Floral. And I love this one because it's so kind of like contemporary, very modern. I just like how it looks once you stamp them out. I have shared it in a process video, and they look so cool when you stamp them out, because like how you build them, the patterns of the floral just makes it pop, and they're so easy to fussy cut out, obviously, because there's circles and half circles and stuff. But I just love this stamp set. It's another favorite. So those are the top floral stamp sets. I do have many more, that's for sure, but these are the top ones, and I just wanted to share with you how they look once you stamp them out. So I'm going to choose a few of these, some of my favorites, and share with you how they look once you stamp them out on white cardstock. As you guys know, I love to stamp my flowers on white cardstock. I just feel like they look really cool on white paper with black ink. But the buildables, definitely you can use like different colors, and I do that. But things like this, like stamp sets like these, I definitely stick to black ink on white cardstock. So let's start with this one. So usually what happens here is I really don't use cardstock. I just use paper because I don't want to add too much thickness to my spread. But you could definitely use cardstock if you want. Let me just move this aside. But to me, the thinner the paper, the better. And I believe this is 35 pounds, if I'm not mistaken. I like to use some good black ink. Sometimes I use my scrapbook.com premium dye ink. Look how pretty that is, you guys. Come on, that is just gorgeous. And I love these stamps. As you guys know, I use my chamois to clean off my stamps. Or I'll also use, let me grab it real quick, my Studio Calico Color Theory black, the inky black. I'll show you how that turns out with the Color Theory. Really, whatever ink you want to use, your favorite black ink. And I try to stamp my flowers next to each other as close as possible, just to give me some space to, you know, fussy cut around them, or if I'm using my dyes. But I try to get them as close as possible just so I can kind of, you know, save some space. And I'll even sometimes add 2 of the leaves on one stamp set, or on one block, sorry, and stamp them together. Like that. So I literally use one stamp set and just stamp a bunch of these leaves and flowers on one piece of paper, and kind of just go with it and fill it all out and kind of fussy cut them all out. Let's see, I want to share this beauty right here. This is something I always use in my spreads. You guys always ask me which stamp set I used for these flowers. So, but like you can tell, I prefer this ink pad over my Studio Calico one. Even though they're really close, they almost look the same. Let me just stamp this down here. But I just feel like the black is really black when I stamp it with that ink pad. Like, these flowers are just so gorgeous and perfect to fussy cut out, or to use your die cuts and just add them to any spread. They're ready for you. Once, I know it's, you know, it's annoying to sit there and stamp out every single stamp, but if you stamp them more than once, and that's what I do, I'm just stamping a bunch of different ones just for you guys. Let me grab this one just so you can kind of see how these look stamped out. But they're all so gorgeous. And even if you have your own favorite floral stamps, go for it. Just stamp out a bunch of them on a piece of white cardstock and fussy cut them out while you're watching TV. And when you're creating, you don't have to stop, stamp, fussy cut. They're already ready for you. I didn't ink that really well, but my scrapbook.com ink pad is running out of ink, so I need to get some like refill ink for it. But anyways, that's a favorite. Like I said, that one is the Bamboo Rose. Let's try, yeah, this one's another favorite. I've noticed a lot of you guys and a lot of other scrapbookers have been using these floral stamps and purchasing them and loving them. So that makes me really happy, because I love sharing you know, flowers with everybody and my favorite flowers. So that's pretty awesome. And this next stamp set is the Adore You stamp set. This is definitely my go-to stamp, my floral stamp. I love this small one right here. This one is so cute. I stamped that one a lot and I fussy cut them out because I love that size. Let's see, you have these big ones. Let me grab this big one right here. And these, by the way, if you use, I'm gonna go ahead and use my Studio Calico ink right here. But if you stamp these out on white cardstock or water paper, always color them in with watercolors, distress oxides, whatever the case is. You can do whatever you want, but like I said, I like the black and white. And there's leaves, so you can always add a few leaves here and there if you want. Another one that I love. So that is the Adore You stamp set from Altenew. Let's see, I'm gonna grab this one real quick as well. This one is buildable, so you're gonna need some different shades of ink. When I do buildable, I love using my Studio Calico Color Theory ink just because it holds up really well. I don't know what it is. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and build this one. And the great thing about Altenew is they give you kind of directions on how to stamp these out. So for me, I definitely need that. So we're going with this guy. I stamped the big one, right? Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and grab, let's see. Let's go with pink, maybe? Let's go with pink. I think I'm gonna grab some of my scrapbook.com. So I grabbed the 3 and the 4, the Carnival and the Havana Red. So I'm gonna start with the Carnival. This is a number 3 shade. So you wanna start with your lightest and then use your darkest. And by the way, when I do buildable floral stamps, I don't look for perfection. I don't really care. I don't try to like match it up perfectly. That's not something that bothers me if it's not perfect. I just want the stamp. I just want that flower. So for me, it doesn't have to be perfect. But I'm gonna put this one aside, grab the Havana Red. And this is number 4. And then I will stamp it like that. Look how pretty. Okay, yeah, let's do that one. So I'm gonna grab some green. I love scrapbook.com's green. This is the olive, so it's the number 4. It's the darkest in their greens. And I'm just gonna ink it up and stamp it. And I bet you it's gonna probably stamp on my desk. Maybe not. So you just, and there you go. Look how pretty that is. I'm telling you, it's adorable. And what I was talking about earlier about stamping them on some white cardstock, fussy cutting them out, and then probably kind of creating a layer of flowers like these with their stems covering the bottom of your spread, and then probably like tucking photos underneath it or behind it. It would look so cool, and I should do it myself. I've been talking about it and I haven't done it yet. But anyways, that's another favorite, or a new favorite of mine. This is the scrapbook.com one, the mid-century. And like I said earlier, I love it because it's just funky looking. So I'm gonna share it with you. Let me grab that. How it looks when stamped out. Another buildable, so we're gonna go through my ink pads. Let's do some purple. So I'm gonna start with my lightest shade. This is the Parisian purple. And then I'm going to stamp this part in the darker purple. Then you can kind of stamp these if you like. Probably let's go with something lighter. The yellow would look cool. So you can kind of build your own flowers and they look really, really cool and funky. Look at that. That is the cutest flower ever. I just love it. And it has little things like dots and like stars. Let me show you real quick what I'm talking about, that you can kind of stamp around your flower and it looks pretty cool and cute. So love these stamp sets. Some of my favorites, as I said before, I have a lot of flower or floral stamps, but these are some of my favorites that I love using all the time. Again, I'll either fussy cut them out, use my die cuts to cut them out, and use them on my spreads. It's the easiest way. I like to fill out my drawer of flowers. It's really low right now. You can see I haven't done much lately, but it's the summer and I get really busy with my kids, so I always end up just doing it all at once and fussy cut them out and throw them in here. But anyways, those are my stamp sets that I have been enjoying and love using in my spreads. I will link them in the description box for you guys if you are interested or you want to grab one of these sets and try it out for yourself. But I definitely recommend it, even if it's not flowers. If you have a favorite stamp set, stamp it a bunch of times on some white paper, fussy cut them out and add them in your embellishment drawers, your embellishment bowls, and have them ready when you're creating. That way you don't have to stop, stamp, fussy cut out. They're just ready for you and you can just keep creating without stopping halfway through. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up, and if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing, and I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye.